Bam! Good day, everyone. This is Dad Central, the most handsome, yakable Africanicious, adrenaline pumping and physical husband. And as usual, I have beside me my most scintillating, pepperoni, sugarlicious, hot baby girl.
Good day, everyone. Today, you're welcome to the Sexuous Blood family. It's an honor to have you joining this live stream. So, if you're joining now or after this live stream, don't forget to give this live stream a thumbs up and don't forget to share and tell us where you're joining us from. You can see us on black today. It's not just that we decided to wear this black, but it's
Really?
a coincidence that it's just showing what's
It-
happening for those that have the passion
Yeah.
for youth.
Yeah.
Like we at Central Foundation, the Central family, we are just born out for this great passion of affecting the youths of this generation. Now, seeing what's happening, it's really
Is really how would I speak that English? It's really disheartening because the only place I read, the only book that I read, I think was in the Bible that it was said that a time came in Israel that they began to eat each of their children. But I tell you, presently in Africa, typically in Nigeria, the youth are beginning to feast on each other. How do I mean about that? They are beginning to kill one another for money ritual. And that is just so barbaric, it's just so weird that you begin to ask yourself multiple questions that we are not getting answers to. But we envisaged something like this some years back, and that's why we'll be looking for how to come in our little way to shine the light into them. But I tell you, it's really getting out of hand now because you can hardly trust your child with anybody. When I mean anybody, not even your neighbor, not even
there
your
was a
pastor,
terrible.
not even your school administrators.
There are so many incidents now, so many cases of this.
To the extent that a school headmaster or a school principal or whatever they call him took the life of one of the pupils by taking the little girl for money ritual. So amidst the youth is becoming,
What of a neighbor that took a
yeah,
child that already dug a grave in his room and told, was he 11 years old boy or so, to come and help him do it WhatsApp, and he was already with machete to cut off the head of the boy. He was as he was trying to cut, the boy escaped and he was now confessing he wanted to use him for rituals. Okay, maybe for those of our listeners over there, you may not understand the meaning of
let
rituals.
me explain. There is this psychological trauma that people are, I believe is psychological trauma. I believe there a lot of persons are not medically okay. There is huge level of mental illness in some person's life that they begin to think, instead of thinking of about how to work for money or how to be productive, actually not, it's not even good to work for money, but how to be productive. It is when you are productive that money will flow to you. But you see, youth, when I mean youth, I'm talking of age 16, 17, 18,
18,
19, 20, 22, 20. Just,
I'm
they
16.
don't want to work. They are not ready to work. What they are after is some species of human being that I want to believe they are either fallen angels or they are demons in human body. They are telling them that the quickest way they can be rich is to go and kill one of their friends, is to go and kill the family member, is to go and look for youths like themselves to kill, and from there they will spill their blood and be able to use that for sacrifice for money. I tell you, it is on the alarming rate now because secondary school, over here we call a
High
particular
school.
high school, we call it secondary school here. you see high school pupil, high school students,
Students,
they are now tricking their own, they are luring their
each
own
other,
classmates.
especially the feminine gender. There was this case of, it was just some weeks back, right here in Africa, Nigeria. There was this case of an a 20 years old guy with his friends like 17 years, 19 years old. So the 20 years old or 22 years old, if I'm not mistaken, had a girlfriend. So they wanted quick money. They did not want to work for money. So somebody told them, all these fetish people, I think voodoo or what they call it,
Yeah.
or voodoo, yes. So they told them that they are going to do something for them, but they should bring somebody's head, real human head, to get that done. So what this 20 years old guy or 20 years old guy just did was that he just called his friends, and he now called that his girlfriend. Then, in company of his friends, they lured the girlfriend into an uncompleted building. Would you hear this? That these young boys,
Boys, they
they
killed
killed that girl and cut off his head. And they
her
wanted
head.
her head, I mean, so sorry, and cut off her head. And it was right at the middle of the night, maybe 3 a.m. or thereabouts, while they were trying to do the rituals,
Rituals.
and they want to do sacrifices, they want to do the fetish thing, that the police caught
Alright.
them, and they said they belong to a group of,
I don't want to go into
as in
that.
all those.
The major thing is this. It's so pathetic that while people are thinking on what problems to solve in the world, which will end up attracting financial, you know, financial inflow to them, people are thinking of how to create more problem in the world, and they are working under hallucination that it is by killing others that they are going to make money. I want to take a break. April Sky says, beautiful baby. Thank you so much, April Sky. We miss you. It's been a long time. Okay, so it's really pathetic
Uh,
because but if you really look at how this came about, you can hang it on so many factors:
mhm.
parental factors,
Soci-
governmental factors,
Societal,
societal factors,
the media.
religious factors,
Yeah.
the media. Let me get that.
Okay, let me continue from that. The media. I am so sure the media plays a very key role in this, because most of these youths, what they are seeing on all media platforms are just that maybe some persons are really doing legitimate things to get rich, like as in quality things, and they don't really know what people do.
Yeah.
So they will just feel, it's money rituals, is this, is that. Every
Whoa,
Sky, thank
April
you
Sky.
so very
Thank you
much.
so very much.
God bless him.
God bless you.
So they don't know what people are doing. They're just thinking people are just going there. They don't want to work out. They don't know that the way to the top is through hard work. It's
Yeah.
just down here and you climb the stairs. But they want to jump. So they see people out there. They don't know the source of their wealth. They just feel, I want to belong, and they want to do anything to belong, even taking people's life. So I think, and when the social media is showcasing that people are just spending money, doing anyhow with money, they just think, all celebrity
But-
lifestyle.
but you know-
This.
You know the funniest thing is that I can't imagine where when I was around that age of 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, nothing like making money without working for it was in my head. All I know is I want to make a very good academic what have you grade, and I also want to make money because I started making money right from my secondary school days. I will go to the market.
Legitimately.
I will go and wash deep freezers for people, and I will get paid. That's how I know how to do business. Then while I was in school, I will buy textbook at a cheaper amount, at a cheaper rate from the publisher, who happens to be located close to my house, and I will put my own margin on top. I will sell to my classmates. But now, you don't see youth thinking outside the box. You don't see youth thinking straight. All you just see is youth messing around and thinking that money will just come from one spiritual realm or what have you. I tell you, they are dead. They just kill themselves, because if you pick out any instrument to kill your fellow human being, you are dead already. Okay, April Sky says something. Sorry, I will continue to share your videos. I think you're a great couple and a lovely family. I wish I did. You did
You
better.
did better.
You did better.
$5.
$5 is
We're
something.
so grateful.
See, let me tell you, even $1 is something. Whatever you are giving
Even
to us,
cent, one
even
cent.
cent
One
is
cent.
the mind with which you are supporting our channel, the mind with which you are supporting our youth, our foundation. That is the main
That
thing.
is just it.
That is just
That
the
is
main
just
thing.
it. That's as in, if we have how many persons like you giving us this amount of dollars, do you know the youths? Okay, we uploaded a video just this night. Jim Barak has watched. So we have this set of youths right now that we have adopted in our foundation. And they're looking up to us. We want to train them on this, on that, on that. And youths, just like Jim Barak knows very well, youths, they don't have patience.
No.
And that's what is leading them into this money
Yeah.
ritual. They don't have patience. They want quick everything. And I think the educational system nowadays is another thing, because they are not imbibing into them integrity and patience, because they just want to they're not teaching them. When we went to school some 39, 40 something years ago.
39. How old are we? I'm just, this year I'll be 42. So okay, 39. Really?
So that you meant
No.
that when we're
But
younger.
I started, let's say 35 years ago, when we started.
Yes,
When we're in school.
yes.
35 years out, because I started primary education at age
Very-
7. So okay.
I think I started earlier than that. So
Okay.
when we started going to school, it was real hard work. You have to really read, you have to work, you have to do everything. I remember in my high school, I'll stay back at school, I'll be reading as we'll be doing night vigil. Over the night, we're not going to sleep because we're preparing for our exams. And the exams are still very far away. But we have finished all the syllabus. I had a group of friends who teach each other after the normal lectures. We're going to work mathematics. I want to be this, I want to be that.
Is it the period you are using to study economics that you will now have the useless time to be looking for how to kill your own classmates?
So I think the educational system right now, it's another thing, because all they do, you can see, maybe you just showed the link of that video after now. All that the youths of this generation are interested in right now is just fun. They want to act, they want to rap, they want to sing, because that's what is bringing, that's what is bringing
And
the
because
money.
when they get on the Instagram, they see rappers, musicians flaunting money all around. But
Yes.
let me tell you, most of the time, those money that those guys are flaunting all around, they are actually
Maybe into other.
no. Most of the time, those money that are being flaunted around, they are actually rented money. Yeah, they rent it for showbiz.
Okay.
So, but these youth, they don't know. They just thought, oh, he has sang. This musician has released one album. Now he's spraying dollars. Most of the time, they rent those money to create illusion.
And that's
Not
what is
there.
destroying the world.
Ah,
And that's what
but-
is destroying. Please, we'd like to hear would like you to come on
Yeah.
the live stream with us. We want to really hear your own view about it. I think it's not just only in Africa, because it's really,
It's across the globe.
it's really
across.
increasing now, and we have to come to the aid. That's why we say that there's a Yoruba adage that says, "Ọmọ tá a tọ́ ló máa gbélé tí a kọ́ tà."
Interpretation.
Yes, I want to interpret it. The children you refuse to train today, they are the ones that are going to sell the house you built tomorrow.
Yeah.
So if you just think you're building a house and you're not training the children, definitely you don't have any house. You don't even have the roof. You don't have anything, because those children.
Okay, Judy Naramore says, we are living in the end time. Definitely. Jesus told us what to expect in the book of Revelation. We must continue praying for the lost. God bless you. Thank you so very
Amen.
much,
So real, so
Judy.
real, so real.
It's so real. And as we continue to pray, we should also continue to act. Then the religious bodies have a lot to really spend time about, not just praying. I believe in praying and acting
Work
and
and
working
pray.
it out,
Work and faith.
because majority of the uh, bodies, religious bodies, is high time they started funding productivity of this youth. Not just school. School is nothing if the youth are not productive, because most of the time they are just taught on how to become a rubber stamp of grade carrying certificate holder, but they cannot actually what produce what is needed. If you are there listening to me, if you continue to have the mentality that is not productive, that you don't have a product you are selling to the world. When I mean a product, you don't have a solution you are providing for your generation, then you are also part of the problem. Every one of us should be thinking on how we can solve the challenges that are pending around us, and that is the only way we can begin to come out of this problem. The youths are taking to killing innocent. Okay, I'm seeing Jim Barak, Jay, first time of
Happy New
this
Year!
year. So, Jay,
Dang dang.
Happy New Year!
then yeah, CJ,
It doesn't look like you. It
CJ,
does
Mwah,
see. Look at the
mwah,
camera.
mwah,
can you see?
mwah,
Just,
mwah.
just thank God that Jim was not our landlord. I would have suspected him as your dad.
No, well, we know where he got the good looks from, right, Dale?
Oh my
Jim,
goodness.
a
So,
long time. Happy New Year to you. We've missed you.
Oh, thank you.
okay.
I've
So,
been not really doing much, tell you the truth. Just trying to just keep in touch a little bit here and there. And I see the progression, and I'm really interested about the topic today because what you said was about these youth and religion, and I would like to add my opinion on that. I think a lot of religions have come and gone through Africa, and such as missionaries, or and they haven't left any like lasting impression. And I think some of the youth are fed up with that avenue of maybe it could be Christianity could be looked at as like a white man's thing. You know what I'm saying? And some of these people, youths are trying to understand where they came from, and religion's a big part of it. So I just wanted you to like maybe help me understand more about at the ground level down there, where you come from, or like, because I'm having a hard time grasping what religion really means in Nigeria, because I've never been there. But it seems like a lot of youth are astray, and that it's really, really, really hard to actually find some that want to convert and give their life up to a religion. So how's that gone for you when like the filtering process of how have you had some kids that you wish you could have kept, and you just couldn't because of just tell me a little bit more about that.
hmm, okay, will you go? Okay, let me just state this clearly. When it comes to the challenge of religion and whatever we are passing through now, is the fact that a lot of persons do not really understand the religion they think they are practicing. Because if you are practicing religion and you are just uh, practicing that religion based on association, oh, I belong to this association, I belong to the what's it called? I belong to Catholicism, I belong to Judaism, I belong to this, I belong to that. That is not the real religion. Real religion is show of love, genuine love to people around you, just the same way you love yourself.
Yourself.
You can't love anybody more than yourself, but it's expected that you show that love the same way you will love yourself. Show that to others around you. That is genuine love. Anything that will make anybody to pick up another human being for the kill, so that you can satisfy your immediate
Need.
need, then you don't really belong to any religion. Let's just
That's
You
right,
don't
Victor.
really belong to any religion. You are just a bunch of selfish entity that is not even qualified to be called an animal, talk less of human being. Because even animal, I've seen dogs rescuing babies that were thrown out into the cold to die. Dogs brought them back home alive, not as carnivorous as dogs are. They brought them back safely to human being to rescue those babies. But human being, the supposed people that we are supposed to call human being here now, practicing several religion, whatever the religion they call it,
It's
is
immaterial.
immaterial.
It's not.
They are not really practicing any religion. They are just
Right,
operating under what we call a showmanship of association. You just want to
right,
show I belong to this. I don't know the in-depth of what you even think you belong to. And as such, your real make, your real character, your attitude is not reformed, because your religion is supposed to re-educate you in the right way. And once anything that is called religion cannot turn you around for good, cannot make you to be more as in benevolent, more inspiring, more sacrificial to people around you, then just forget it. You are just operating under selfish interest and association, not religion. So that is where people are getting it wrong. And also, you get to see these youths, they get to some religious, I'm using religious gathering now, whatever the religion is, they get to some religious gathering. And when they get there, what do they actually do? They are looking at who is wearing the best of shoes,
Yeah.
who is wearing the best of the stuff.
He's,
When I'm going to
he's going
church,
with the best of
when
cars.
I'm going to church, most times I'm so glad with what I have. I will just dress normally,
I'm
and
contented.
I'm contented with what I have. But you know where my pride is? Where my pride is that I have youths that I'm building for the future. And those youths can see me and say, oh, if not for the sacrifice this person is paying, the sacrifice that I would have used in getting extra shoes to go and impress people in the church, the sacrifices I would have that I'm paying instead of getting extra clothes to show off in the church that, oh, I'm well kitted, I'm well suited. I just laugh sometimes when I get to
right,
some
right.
religious
So it seems
association.
like, yeah. So it seems like what's happening is, excuse me, is
Yeah.
everybody's trying to keep up with the Joneses, and they want to represent a narrative that they're not really fully invested. Like I see with the students you have, um, one of the students really standing out. The younger, the 13-year-old. You, I mean, what a just you could see a light. You could just see it shining. It's like this kid gets it already understands what he has to do, and he's so thankful. You could see it in his eyes. Like most of all of the it. By the way, that video, wow, the editor did a great job. Oh wow, I was so impressed with the work. That was great. I hope you didn't do it,
Well,
Dale. I hope somebody else did it.
what's it called? We should practice what we are preaching. We got a youth, we employed a youth that is very good in video editing and graphics, and we are paying that youth to edit those videos for us because of the volumes of jobs that are on our heads. We are so busy. My wife is training those youth in fashion, designing. I'm training them in photography and video editing. So now being able to combine it with before I will now also go and work to take care of my family and the likes. Before I will combine it, the stress was becoming too much. So we have to employ a youth that is good at video editing. And that is one of the jobs you have seen. And you know, the funniest stuff is that even after employing him, when he created the video, he spent like some hours with me. I had to help him to say, okay, this and this need to be corrected, this and this needs to be adjusted, this is what and what you do to get to where I wanted, because those are stuff that I wouldn't have been able to do because of time. Now I have someone that we are paying to do it, so I can now tell him my expectations. Okay, do this, do that, and I tell you, the young boy is about maybe between 19 to 22 years of age. The young boy is really, really ready to learn, and is so happy
He should
doing the job.
he
So
should start he should start his own YouTube channel right away, by the way, and then link it up with you guys. He really should just show that what his skill. I mean, he has excellent skills, and a lot of if he put up maybe a training course or something to help kids that are also local to him, or and but I think that's a really he just really sharp editing, very professional, was really good. um I can't wait till the guy, what's his name anyway, but I can't wait till he gets a professional microphone to like really put the final touches on sound.
yeah,
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 but
that is for us to do, and we are hoping to get a Zoom H6 or Zoom H5 to get a clear audio. So we will work on that. We'll get him that so that he can have a smooth sail with his work. So that is at least we are moving. We not we are not static. So that's
I
very
noticed that you guys are just so much more relaxed and calm. I can see it in your faces. It's really nice to see. It seems like you've got your ship out to sail a little bit, and you got a little breeze going, and it's feeling good now. And you've got the right amount of students to focus on, and to set an example. Like you said, you're going to put down the first cornerstone on this foundation with these children, and you're really building yourself up with the right motivation and taking time out for yourselves to be a family still. Just really, really, I just love your drive and your initiative to both of you. You're just wonderful. It's just great to see all this effort. It's great.
wow. Thank you so very much.
thank you so
And
much.
just like you mentioned, any youth that we are assisting here, that we are helping, one of the first set of things I tell them is that you cannot work with us without having your own YouTube channel.
Channel.
Oh, good,
We
good.
it's like
And
a law.
number one though, they must respect the house rules. The
Yeah,
house rules, and that's it. If you fall out of line, you might get one reprieve, maybe two, if but no strike threes there.
yeah. So so and the reason for that is because we want to have a mirror image of ourselves replicated in them. We don't
That's
want to
right.
do we don't want to just be a standalone application that is
Yeah.
doing everything and everything. No, 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 no. We want ideas from of theirs to also be known across globe. And that I'm so glad because we are discovering some youths that they are really, really at the top. They are running fast with what we are training them. We got like three additional editor in training that I'm presently training, and I'm so surprised with the speed at which they are grasping what I'm training them on. So that is hope for us. And along the line also, there are some youths that we discover that they are not serious, and immediately we discover that they are not serious, we are sending them off because there is no way we can be expending our time and money, and we are doing all that for a youth that doesn't see value in his or her own life. So such youth, we are showing them out of the way, out of the distance, to the extent that we even put some laws on ground. If you come late to classes up to certain times, we eject you out, because as they are coming in, considering the security that is in the country, as they are coming in, we make sure that they sign in, and when they are going out, they sign out, so that in case anything happens, they can see, okay, he or she was here within this time and was out and was out at so time. But we are so glad that we are beginning to see a little of these youth really waking up. But still, there are still many. There are still so many.
Like all
How
these
I
ones.
how I wish one of these days I will just go out with. How I wish I have a what's it called, a button camera or a spy glass camera. I will
Right.
show because I wouldn't want to carry. It's even risky for me to carry video, because I would have shown the whole world what some youth are doing. Youth that you think they are secondary school youth, when they come out, it will be as if when they come out from schools, when they close from their schools and they are going back home, you will think they just went to a prison yard and they unleashed some demons. Yeah, it's as raw as that. You will think they because even prisoners will not behave like that. It's like raw demons from hell. What, as in, they are, this school will be fighting this other school. As in, you'll be seeing different school uniform, they are stoning each other, they are fighting each other. I'm now wondering,
And they're saying also,
I'm now wondering, is this real education that these ones are going for, or they should just be somewhere in the bush?
stop that. That's why they need people like, as in, when we see the world,
Oh my God.
the world of the youth is really crying for helpers. As in, if we have people
Daniel,
like you,
oh
okay,
yeah, Dale, can you put your Patreon link up again so other people they wanna know how to help? Put your Patreon link up there again.
Okay.
the world of youth, as in this last Friday, we're just out, we're going somewhere, my family. As in my children, when we're in the car, they were just scared. They were just so, the youth are so aggressive, isn't it? You can just be going on your own now, they'll just come because they are saying they are looking at the wrong models. Everything around is not encouraging them. So you heard what one of those youths said, or like two of them said, thank God there was no person, there were actually they had nobody to motivate them, but at least Central Foundation came and they started motivating them. They said they've actually been looking out for people to encourage them in what they wanted to do. Most of
Yeah,
these
that
youth, they
yeah
are legitimate.
yeah that brings up an important question about like because it's almost obvious the way you explained it that seems that so there's a lack of fathers in helping these I know that the boys are the ones that are most of the time creating the problem. So I'm going to put it on the fathers, and it seems like there is a problem with, I don't know if I mean, I can understand fully economically speaking. There's no way sometimes you can be with your child 24/7, but the treatment, the ability to take care of oneself comes from the parents, and the parents have to make sure that child's going to be able to walk out the door, come back home, and be doing the right thing, and that's on the parents. Even if it's tough for the parents, that it's still on them. So I mean, that's the way it goes.
Exactly. And what is it called? When you talk of when you talk of parenting, there are so many idiots. There are so many idiots that they themselves, they need to be parented, and they
Yes.
are giving birth. They are giving birth to children they are not taking good care of. They are impregnating girls up and down. They
Yep.
are they are drug addicts, they are drunkards, they are they are just lazy men that run after anything in skirt. But the challenge is that those children are coming into the world. They didn't call for it, but as they
That's
are
right.
coming into the world, there is no Yeah,
They
for
are not
example,
proper
in
models.
Africa, you don't have what you guys have over there, that some person can just go and give birth to children, and the government is taking care of them. Nothing like that here. If their parents is not providing for them, they will go hungry. And when these children are hungry, they
They'll be
will steal.
introduced. Let me tell you a real story. That was even far like 10 years ago when I just got married. I was living in an area, we're living in an area that was really, really rough, isn't it? So there were two children, like 2 years and 3 years. They were going on the road, on the street. Do you know what these children were saying to each other, Jim? It said, one was saying to the other, there was a woman selling something nearby and the woman was not conscious. So the other one was saying, let's steal it, let's steal it. He wanted to steal from the woman. That's 3 years old or 2 years, 4 years old baby at most.
And then,
Because their parents will just throw them out. That place is an highly populated area here in Lagos, and what they do there is it's just dropouts. They get young girls get impregnated, and they are not taken care of. So the cycle just goes on like that. They just throw the children out, and the children too will just become touts and every other thing. When I heard that, I said, "Wow, what is this?" I just prayed. I said, "My child is not going to be 2 years in this area." That was how we left that terrible area right here in Lagos. There are terrible, terrible places like that. I think that is just the thing going on, and we just have to come to the rescue. And most of these children, they have great inborn potentials. They have, if they've seen people that will tailor them the right way, that will teach them the right way, they'll become very great. But they are just born into the wrong hands, the wrong examples. Maybe their parents are just smoking, they are just drinking, they are just flirting, and that's all they see. And they'll feel that's the way of life. But when they see people that are coming to their aid, they're saying, "You want to learn this?" Because even right now, we're taking our trainings, our foundation. I still mention someone today. I met a man. Yes, I didn't even tell you. I met a man. The man was very good. They are living in all this.
shanties.
They are living in shanties. So I said, "Do you have a secondary school child?" He said, My child is in elementary school. That's basic six. That's what they call it here. And he said that the child, I said, "Does he want to learn anything?" He said, "Yes, many things. He wants to learn this, wants to learn that." And I said, "Okay, bring the child to the foundation." That's why we're here. And so we are even taking it to the elementary school level right now, because we see that right from the elementary school levels, these children
They
are
are being
so
introduced into a
to
whole
not the
lot.
bad
They
things.
are being
Bad
introduced, like
things.
the set of 10 that we just took in into the foundation like 2 weeks ago. That set of 10, you can imagine, they don't know what to do, but they just know that they could help themselves by developing their talent. So they formed a particular group.
Just
What are they doing in the group?
they're
they
acting
they are acting,
meaningless
but what
things.
they were acting was so meaningless that nobody will even consider to watch what they are
What are
acting.
they acting? Is it not
What they are
flirting? It's
acting
what they
is
are
just
seeing.
about sex. It's just about
How a
how
guy
a guy
is
is looking at the backside of a girl, how a girl is looking at the
meaningless
backside.
things.
So when I saw that, I was like, my goodness, who has caused this generation? I just we approached them. We told them, okay, come over to the foundation. So when they came, the first thing that I did was to change the name of their group. We now call them the motivated youth. That's why in the video we just released this evening, in case you have not seen it, I know Jim Barak have seen the video. So we changed their name to something more sensible, the motivated youth. So presently, I've asked them to go and create their YouTube channel called the Motivated Youth, where we are now going to be guiding them on the kind of content. We now oriented them. We reoriented them on how to really produce some short movies,
And we did one for
and
them.
we now did one for them. maybe the one we did for them was on our other channel, the set rules. So we now show them that if you really want to deliver a line in drama, you should have the motive you want to achieve. We should have the moral of the story that you are writing up. It's not just as a girl is passing and that, what's that? What value has it added? Instead, it's going to be annoying to matured people, matured minds when they see what you are doing, that, oh, is this what you want to be exposing my daughter to and the likes. But I tell you, just within that 2 weeks, their life has been transformed, because out of them, some of them, we are now training them in what's it called, in photography. About 2 or 3 of them are now being trained in photography. Then about another 2 being
Makeup.
trained in makeup artistry. So just like that. And I tell you, that is just the way to go, because if we continue to leave these youths hanging there, is going to boomerang, because
The whole world,
it's going to be,
not just
yeah,
where they
it's
are.
going to boomerang, because these are the same youths that are going to fly down to one country or the other. And oh, I say Fami says this is sad. Yeah, so sad. Because
sad.
you begin to see youths going on the streets. What is now in their mind is to look for who they want
Who
to
they
kill
want to, yes.
for rituals. And it's just so barbaric that some adults are also behind this, because some of the whatever they call themselves, whether native doctors or what have you, that are giving them this hallucination. I call it hallucination, giving them this hallucination that you, instead of working for money, or instead of working developing a product that will give you money, you are actually going to look for human being to court. And you need to see what is happening. Every time you wake up in the morning, you will see fresh news. A group of students trick their
What of the one at the
female
university?
friends, trick their female friends to a particular corner and cut off the head, cut off the body parts for money ritual. It's just so pathetic. And I know that there has been some allegations also that something like this is also going around in the US, that whether they call them Illuminati or what have you, that they call themselves. So, but it's so pathetic now that our youth are not, they are not looking for they are not looking for sane way of making money. Whereas they can learn, I have seen so many youths now that are learning forex, that are trading, forex, that are doing a whole lot. Those ones are making it, and by the time
What is
this
forex?
huh?
What is forex?
Foreign exchange.
Oh, they're learning that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen youth that are now paying attention to learning forex, and you now see the challenge is that some of these youth, some of these so-called youth that do not know what their fellow youth are doing, they just see that they are on the laptop 247 studying the market oscillations, studying when to buy and when to sell. They see them that they are coming out, the next thing they are spending money because of the dollar to naira exchange, which is
Okay,
very
can I interrupt on that?
okay.
Okay, good, because it's a very interesting topic. Because
Okay.
for a second there, there's an old phrase. It's called speculation. When people speculate, it's like the stock market is basically legalized gambling. There's a phrase, an old phrase that says, "Houses are meant to be lived in, not speculated on." And what that means is everybody should be entitled to a God-given right to have their property to themselves, a piece of property to themselves. And so what we have here, I'm pretty sure the foreign exchange rate deals with this, is what we call a market, what I call a housing market, right? And so here in the United States, the rent has gone through the roof. Oh my God. You will not believe the cost. Now, I do live in Laguna Beach in California in a very exclusive little rich community, but I'm not a rich person. But I choose to live here because of the weather, and I pay that price because I choose to put my kids here in these schools, and I do all that because I like it. But with that said, the cost of living with the speculation, it's tied into these hedge funds, it's tied into all of this, and foreign exchange rates and the dollar are all tied into central banking, and that's why I think there should be some caution when we talk about this. I mean, you give me your opinion and tell me what you think.
Okay. When it comes to forex, trading forex, I will, in my own perspective, just my own perspective, I think it's presently one of the easiest, or not easiest, is presently one of the available means of helping some youth out of what they are going through, which I term chronic poverty. Because instead of these youths jumping on their laptop to scam people from outside the country, now they have a better offer, which will take them to learn a particular
Okay, I see your point now. Okay, I see your point. Because I think you were saying there is a lot of technical skill in Nigeria that was just put into the wrong place, and now
Yeah.
they have an avenue out. Okay, I see what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah. So now this young, you need to see some young chaps,
Yeah.
some youth, they are making millions,
Clean.
clean money on forex trading. And the other youth that are not ready to learn,
Mm. They're not ready to do
they are not
anything.
ready to learn, they are not ready to learn craft, they are not ready to learn some of this forex trading.
Right, right, because that represents a low-minded type of thinking when you can make millions. You see, and this vocational training is the most important thing because if you get caught up in this forex exchange, there's always a what they call a money maker, or a market maker. Somebody controls the strings from the background. And so, yes, you might be able to make millions, but I tell you this, there's a few good souls out there that do make millions and contribute, and they help. And that's where
Exactly.
you got to find those diamonds in the rough again. Yes, take advantage of what Caesar gives you. Take
Yeah,
advantage of it, but
yeah.
don't get corrupted by it.
It's just it. That was what we still told them today. Jim, it was just like you were with us. Well, wasn't, isn't it? So
Yeah.
we're just telling some of them that if you have the opportunity, maybe you have little money to do this, do it, let it be great for you. Then you have rest of mind to learn your craft properly. You'll be able to develop yourself
You,
properly
you know,
and you do what, because let me tell you the main thing, Jim. When they are learning these crafts and they're not making money, they are always discouraged. It just be as if they are wasting their lifetime. They are learning. Let's say give a youth 6 months. He's been learning fashion. He's learning photography. He's learning styling. He's learning this, learning that. If they are not able to, do you understand? But when they are able to make money out of it, as they are making things out of it, and they are now able to invest that money in something that is profitable,
and
they
that's
will
why
learn more.
when we employed this particular
Well, you know
youth,
what you could do to encourage them to do that is to remind them of their ancestry and to remind them of who got them where they are now. And to give back and use the word karma if you have to. If you have to say, look, I mean, do you want a path forward of enlightenment and being blessed because you've always been a giving of service person? Doesn't mean that you're attentive to somebody who's elderly, but if you gave money to the children that were helping that elderly lady, then of course you're doing a good deed. But these children, I see what you're saying now. They have to channel their energy in the right way.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly
Exactly.
what we are still discussing with. Like, okay, like today, some one of them, because actually one of them was making some amount on what's it called, on forex trading, and the young boy was very happy. So he said,
And he's
that
very good at
he's
photography.
very good at
Very,
photography.
very
He
good.
now said, oh, with this kind of money, that if he makes so
So amount.
amount, he will stop working. I said, what?
No.
I said, that's where you have just killed yourself. You don't do that.
Yeah,
That
no. He just tell him that should be his side hustle. It's
yes.
so that's
I
his
said,
side hustle. That's his little backup plan B. You know, there it is. You if you're nervous, but you know what, you need a pier to go fishing on, right? And
exactly.
you know how it works. So
So I was explaining that whatever you are making on the forex stuff is just an addition to your major craft, because your
Yes.
major craft will last through the test of time
Forever.
forever. But this forex trading and the likes, sometimes it may gel, sometimes it may not gel. So you don't want to build your life on something that is based on market oscillations and the likes. So after I explained to him, I now nodded. He said, wow, that's true. I said, now that you are making money from the forex, what you should be thinking of is
Buying more
investing
gadgets.
into gadgets for your business, so that by the time you are investing into gadgets for your businesses, that will now continue to increase the amount you charge for your services, because you now have sophisticated gadgets that can deliver better jobs, like having a drone, having a gimbal. By the time I'm done with this
right,
guy,
right.
just like,
And by the
wow.
way, you have to if you're going to like bring tools into your, you know, that's what you're telling them. You look, add tools to your work, so you can do more work, so you can be
Yeah,
better at the work you're doing. Invest
yeah.
in yourself. That's exactly right. And don't forget though, um, that some of them are going to take their own path, and that's fine, you know. And you wish them the best of all, and you know, but at least is if you're you're not training these people, correct? It's
You
uh
said?
Deo, because you have a banking background. Are you training them or
I'm not training them in forex, but I'm exposing them to forex
right?
trading. let
Okay,
me
I
let me
see.
let me come in a bit, because uh, I was introduced to a particular forex trading platform that is AI. What's it called? The trading is done by robots. And when I was introduced to that, I tested it myself. I saw that it was working and it was reliable, because it has about 97.7% success rate over last year till date. They are still functional. So I tried it out. So I introduced some of them into it, and like one of them that I introduced to into it that has already started, when he saw how much he was making on daily basis, that was when he was now making that comment that, oh, by the time his investment get to this amount, he will stop working. So I had to quickly check him, put him in check that no, this and this is what you do, which is exactly what the youth need. They need to be put in their right space, they need to be caught. They have
Right.
so many activities.
Yeah,
They need to be
yeah,
caught
because
off
there
of.
is no guidance there. There is no guidance. Someone like Dr. Ojo, who has a master's in a financial background. I remember he's got a master's in he's got an MBA. That's what it is. And
Yeah,
I mean that's what if Dr. Ojo was to speak to them and say, hey, look, you got a great start, kid, you're doing great. Just stop a little bit here. Look, put on the brakes. You know what we're talking about here is your future. Don't rush into this. This is not poker. This is different type of game when you're playing this game, and it's for the long run.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's really been wonderful because I tell you, these youths, they are just on auto run. Once you expose them to A, they want to take it down to Z. And that's why they continuously need guidance.
Yes.
And that is one of the reasons why the rate of killing now is on the increase, because they are seeing what their supposed role models are doing to the excesses, to the extent that people are spraying money lavishly in clubs, in parks, in whatever, and they are feeling intimidated that, oh, they also want to be spending money like that, not knowing that it's not all that glitters that is gold. So the
Yeah,
is
the best things in life are free.
okay. The best thing in life are free.
Yep.
Okay, hey,
Yeah.
free. Okay, okay.
Yeah. There's
Now,
because the real gold, the real silver, it comes from the earth, right? We know these.
yeah.
Some people call that God's money or something, right? Like it's money or something. But the real gold, the wealth is in people being of service. And
Mm.
so money should be on the side, on the background. That's why I stated that way about, you know like I call people who chase money sometimes, like, like they get in a rat race,
Yeah.
and they can lose their focus,
Mm-hmm.
and right away become a different person overnight, in a sense. And you get a little bit too much of it, and next thing you know, you're getting these endorphin rushes. You're feeling like, wow, I'm invincible, in a sense. uh,
Mm.
you're just a small fish in the pond still. And people need to wake up to the reality is that if you get into this, and you really take off, make sure you take your winnings, and give it back to your ancestry, and to the people that brought you up, and ensure that, yeah, you're going to have somebody who's going to look out for you just in case something goes wrong.
Exactly. Exactly. But I just hope that we'll be able to reach more youths on time, because the rate at which this corruptive influence is spreading
Out of
is
control.
so much, to the extent that even you as a parent, you you can't just allow your children to stroll outside,
Hmm.
No.
because you don't
No.
know the next door neighbor, you don't know the next person in the next compound. Maybe he's actually looking for a baby to slaughter for rituals. And when it comes to that, the government needs to put in a whole lot in check. They need to look at the population demography. Because presently in Nigeria, for example, the population of youth is way more than
Than the
50%.
old, right? Yes.
So,
And
and
it's a
if you
big
have,
problem. That's a big problem, because you know what happens? They reproduce faster.
yeah,
They do. They reproduce faster because they're at their sexual prime. And everybody knows this. When you have more youth mingling, there's going to be more children born.
hmm, hmm, hmm. Okay, April Sky is saying, I think work should be of free will, and that the best glitter is naturally in the eyes. Okay.
Exactly. Right. The window, the soul of the window, the eyes are the soul. You can look through the window, you're right. The eyes are the soul, and you can just tell if somebody's got it or doesn't have it, you know. And
Exactly.
it's unfortunate that there's so many people are going to the wayside. It's
Hmm.
just, and to have pity on these people is becoming a nuisance, because of the amount of them, and you have to almost, in a sense, put up a little barrier, to protect yourself, because you can easily get involved with so many people that, like you said, you have to make sure that every person that you're working with is under a strict understanding of how to be a team player. And they got to be a team player. This is a coordinated effort. You have, a strategy that you're implementing. And when you do that some people don't like it. That's simple as that, you know?
So true, so true. And the only way to bring results out of this our labor, because we are really putting everything that we have into this. The stress is much, but the only way to maintain the standard is never to look at whatever anybody that is not ready to comply with is doing. We are because for us to sustain the quality of what we want, we must have that standard, and that standard must be the yardstick across board for everyone.
Right. Right.
And that,
Right. It has to be the basis of what everything's measured off of.
yeah, yeah. Because like there was a particular day I just set up what's it called? I set up the cameras at two angles, monitoring the time. And I've already said it that anybody that comes 1 minute after the startup time for the training, I'm sending them back home. And if that repeats for some time, they are dismissed because they are not paying for this. So there should be nothing of pride that will
That's
make them
right.
strolling at will. Because when you're also dealing with youth, you deal with them with love, you show them love that you
Right.
care.
And see, exactly, that's your point. And here's what it leads to. These children also have to learn respect at the same time. And
That
if
is
they
it.
don't understand that, they're just look. My mother told me the number one thing you don't do to me is disrespect me. That was the
Exactly.
number one thing. Just don't disrespect me, and we'll get along just fine. And anytime I did, I paid the price.
That's just it. So what I did that particular day was to station two cameras recording the time that every one of them were coming in. And I was so surprised. There was this young boy that always comes like 30 minutes before the time for the training. So at the end of the day, everybody unanimously picked him as the class rep because he earned it. So for those that did not come at the exact time, when they showed up, sorry, you can't join us. You have to go back home, go and plan, go and think if you really want to belong here, then you come back the following day. And if you decide not to come back, see, you are not paying us, so we are
You
the
know,
one doing favor. You are not the one doing us the favor, so you can't come and change the goalpost for us. And
have your
that
have your daughters paint a picture of a chicken taking out a worm from the ground, and then above the chicken say, "The early bird gets the worm."
exactly. Exactly. Every sky says demon possession is real and love will provide the needed exercise. Okay. Uh, that is true. Love conquers all. Love is what we are sharing as Cetros Foundation, as Cetros blog, at the Cetros. And as we share this love to these youth, we can only pray that they stand the test of time,
Amen.
go through the training we are making available to them, the support we are making available to them, even though it might be challenging, it might not be easy, that sometimes they come and we have to share the food that our family are supposed to feed on. We share it with them. So we will not be glad to now see any youths coming in to just disrespect and the like. So that's why we put in all those mechanisms. Because while you show love, you should also have the stick to show them that if you misbehave, we are going to throw you out. So that has been what has been helping us to balance. And I tell you, maybe one of these days we'll just do what's it called, a video on those that we have sent out. Because we have sent out a lot of them. It's not Cetros Foundation is not a place for mediocres. We don't want mediocres. We want youth that will train, that will help, that will go out back there to help other minimum of three other youths, three other African youths, so that we can spread the love. And in spreading the love, that is the only way we can conquer. So, with that being said, I want to say to everyone on this channel, we are so glad that we are here, and we bless God that we've been able to reduce the workload a bit. We've employed an editor that will be assisting to edit the video. So we've already programmed a video for tomorrow because the editor is focusing on this now. So we pray that you'll be able to see more videos from us, because I'm also on the editor. He must deliver because we are paying him good amount of money. So he must also deliver the best video edits. He must deliver on time, so that you, our followers, our subscribers, you can have a feel of what we are doing here. And even while we are teaching, while we are training these youths in numerous crafts, he can do a summary. And also on our Instagram, he has submitted some videos that we are also going to be putting on Instagram, because we observe that we have not been doing much on other social media platforms. What we have been concentrating on has been on our YouTube channel, because that's just been me alone that was doing the technical aspect. My wife has been doing a whole lot of trainings for these youths, and sometimes I just pity. And she has also been cooking. And when as the number increased, there is no way, I don't want her to break down. So we stopped cooking. Proper food for them. What we do is to just go and get what's it called, fast food for these youths. Fast food, like, when we are able to get something big. When we are not able to get something big, we just do like soda and biscuits. That I'm just telling you the actual truth, because we can't kill ourselves. We can't do more than what we have. We just give them we give them water, soda, and biscuits. So that's how we have been able to reduce stress from her, because she's nursing a baby, and if she's to be cooking for 20 to 20 something people, no, that would be too much per day. Until we are growing, we believe we are growing, we'll get to a point that we'll now be able to get a cook for the foundation. The job of the cook will be to train. It will be a two-way thing, to train those that are in catering section, and as is training those that are in catering section, whatever menu they prepare for that day, they will use it to feed the youth. So that's my conclusion. So Jim Barak, over to you. I want you to give us your parting word.
Obviously we have a what we call a DEFCON 4. Somebody blew a fuse and needs to stay focused. Thank you, Deo. You've got to do what you got to do, right? I mean, the whole thing is the long game. Sanity. I mean, you've got to keep your patience inside you. You've got to remain humbled. All these things take time to be worked on. And when stress is added to it, guess what happens? We're not all equally, capable of handling certain problems. And that's why we have our mates for us to, be the better half of us, and you do it, guys. You guys are just wonderful. You just are amazing. You've just never giving up. And it's wonderful to see, that I can still come out here and say, hey, Jim, get some parting words. I'm just blessed and honored to get to know you guys. And it's wonderful. And, that's all I can say. You guys are just the best.
Wow, thank you. It's
so
also
much.
an honor meeting you and so many other persons on this platform. We are so glad that out of the beautiful place called Africa, we can meet with everyone in the world, and we can use our platform to impact the lives of not animals but human beings.
Yeah, and to the students that are there currently, who are what we are, the inaugural students, the diamonds in the rough. Remember the game. Remember the game is a long game, and respect the rules. Just stay with the program. Don't give up. You've got a great leader. in both of them. So
Wow.
come on, let's just stay focused. I don't want to see anybody going away anymore. Come on, stay. And the editor, you better watch out. There's going to be a cook coming on, so your pay may get cut.
Oh, Stacy Pratt. Stacy Pratt, you are welcome. You are coming in late. So, from all of us at Cetrus Foundation, we want to say thank you. Bye bye. Stacy Pratt, love you.